Thank you. Number 2.
Can Pakatan Rakyat ensure that they can come to a unanimous decision or a concise decision that Malaysia is heading towards one of secular governance and not of that of an Islamic state?
What was the young lady who asked about whether we're going to remain a secular state or whether we're going to be Islamic state? Now, this is my favorite subject, even though one of the Pakatan leaders, but I've written about it many times because I think our friends from Thailand as well as DAP will be quite interested in how they can criticize the compact from past within the same Pakatan Rakyat, even though they do, it's not that, we're not like Barisan National where UMNO calls the shots and no one is supposed to question. Now, let's look at it not from a theological or an emotional point of view. Let's look at it from a very rational and just use arithmetic. We have 222 seats in Parliament. Now, how much is 2/3 of 222? Okay, we in our pass on their own will have to get 2/3 of 222 seats on their own. Now, if PAS can get 2/3 of the seats in Parliament, then PAS can amend the constitution and remove the secular system and change Malaysia into an Islamic, even the Islamic Republic of Malaysia if they wish. They can even remove the monarchy if they want. However, out of 222 seats in Parliament, PAS only contests 1/3 of the seats. And DAP and PKR contest the other 1/3. So they basically, well, not exactly, but it's close to 1/3. They take 222, divide by 3, PAS takes 1/3. Parti Keadilan takes 1/3, DAP takes 1/3. Now, PAS takes 1/3 of the seats, but they, to contest, but they don't win 1/3 of the seats. They win half of the 1/3 of the seats. So maybe they win 1/5 or 1/6 of the total seats in Parliament. Now, from the word go, PAS does not intend to win 2/3 of the seats. How can PAS win 2/3 of the seats if they contest 1/3? You have to contest 100% of the seats because you're not going to win every seat. So you have to contest 100% of the seats and hope to win 2/3 of that 100%, So if you only contest 1/3 of the seats to start off with, and even if you win every seat that you contest, every single seat you contest, you win, it's still 1/3. But you need 2/3 to amend the constitution. Is there a danger that if Pakatan forms the next government, PAS is going to turn Malaysia into a theological state or Islamic state? No. Mathematically, it cannot happen. So this issue about, we're going to see a theological state, we're not going to be a secular nation anymore, the danger to the non-Muslims in PAS, being in the opposition coalition, that if PAS was in the opposition coalition and they form the next federal government, we're going to see maybe a Taliban situation. No, I mean, come on, you are probably very intelligent, most of you are students and you know how to do simple arithmetic. Work out the maths. So, I mean, that's my, and the reason I'm replying is because I've written about this so many times before in Malaysia today. The arithmetic does not add up.
Could I just say this? How many years do you think PAS has been the government of Kelantan? Asking Raja Petra,
I think
he said more than 30 years. Now, is Kelantan today a Muslim state? No. And also, I think, you shouldn't worry too much about it. In the most unlikely event event that PAS could get on their own by some miraculous means. If Malaysia became an Islamic state, Sharia laws will only apply to Muslims. And you're not going to be affected. But I think, realistically, Malaysia will never be a Muslim state, or rather, an Islamic state.
But the only problem that you are going to disappoint us is that your people are leaving your party because of a lot of reasons, and which is not the concern of ours. And I would like to ask a question. Would you promise us that you will curb this problem? A yes or a no? And if it's a yes, what steps you take to avoid further defections from your own party?
Question number.
Clearly, all mentioned that there's corruption at every level of the police force. I just want to talk about radiation monitoring. How are you going to control mega institutions, bearing in mind you've got Lawton House? And also, how are you going to maintain the independence of the judiciary? Are you actually going to get rid of all the police force and start afresh? Or are you going to use existing members of the police force and are you going to work around them?
Thank you.
Okay, I try to be brief on all this. First of all, I want to address the first question. I think this is a serious one. First, let's correct the perception. Keadilan is not the party that has the most defenders. Yes, in a very short period of time, we have a few people affected. But look through the history of Malaysian politics. PAS has virtually their president running away. DAP probably will be number one of defectors in the history of legislature. And we also have parties like 46, which is similar to, a lot of people say similar to Keadilan, which has the first day of his formation until the last day, there was no one left but Budi, and he has to defect. So why, I would turn around to say, why Keadilan sustained for 12 years? And a lot of people would think that we would have been a spam force in 2004 when we only have one person left. The reason for this is because not many people have confidence in us. When Anwar said, we'll take Putrajaya, a lot of people laughed. In 2004, in 1999, I said we will overthrow the government. I have friends from PAS and they say, don't talk about overthrow, 2/3 majority. When we say 2004, when we left with 1 seat, I still say, overthrow the government, we will take over. People say, look at yourself, you only have 1 seat, don't talk like this. Be realistic. Keadilan should talk about 5 seats. You win 5 seats, we will start. I say, no, we're talking about changing the government. Right? So this game is not about defections or not defections. Many people, we have told them, go to fight these seats. Go to Tanjung Manik. These are all Keadilan seats. Go to Wangsa Maju. People say, I'm a lawyer. I'm an accountant. You want me to be shocks and release 10 days. After that, what do? I lose. And then I cannot come back to my jobs. So who can stand? So we have to put hardliners. We have to put people who have been, postmen, who have been worked, but he has been with us for 10 years. So we have to put it. We want to make sure there will be no walkover. Some of them want. Some of them cannot resist the temptation of money. Some of them cannot resist the pressure. But I think I agree very much. I mean, take a very biblical. Why God did not deliver us? Deliberately to the Holy Land immediately. They wander in the desert for years because some of us don't deserve to go to the Holy Land. So that is why I think this period is a good period for us to clean up. And that's why we take the opportunity to do more reforms within the party. Let the parties be clean of all this. That's why we open up so-called linens that had to be washed publicly. So I think I am a person who believes in the system. I don't believe that we can recruit a group of elites who can sign a pledge that they will not defect. I am saying that only through the party mechanism, strengthening our criteria, strengthening people who has been going through all the challenges, and that's the only way to prevent this sort of defection. Are they because they are UMNO? I don't think so. PAS has more members of UMNO that join them than Keadilan. Is it because we have a poor selection process? No, because in our seats, we can only stand for what? Except for a few individuals. We can only stand in the state or parliament. So that could be the reason, because we have to recruit a lot more people. So I think back to the issues about how do we assure that the party don't disappoint what we pledge. One key issue is being involved. To make sure that from the branch to the division to the national leadership, the people has a say. That's why we open our membership to people. You don't have to be very active in the party, but you vote every 3 years for the leaderships. You get involved in how to formulate policies. How do you suggest to us? This is a